What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk a little bit about the concept of scarcity versus abundance, especially when it comes to tokens, because I heard it's a very interesting thing from a marketer, and it's really interesting. So imagine so if you have a small pie, but you have a large slice of it, might sound quite good, right? If you have a small pie and you have a big slice of it, maybe 30%, sounds really good, right? You almost have the whole pie for yourself. And we can say that this we can put in Bitcoin there. It's like 21 million. Oh, small pie, scarcity. But maybe someone has a big slice of it. Okay, but the issue here still is that it's a small pie. So how do other people get a slice of that pie? Kind of hard, right? Because you have so much scarcity around that pie. So if a lot of people want to join, billions of people, small pie. Small pie. But what happens if you have a bigger pie, but you own a smaller part of it? Smaller part. Um, and you have it, so access to that pie is easier. So maybe someone owns a smaller part of the bigger pie, but it's a bigger pie, so more people can join. More people can have access to it. It can be used in marketing terms. It can be more liquid, especially in terms of the user experience. Like for the average user, if they have more tokens, they feel more liquid. The experience is better. And this concept can almost be referred to more as the abundance concept, the marketing concept. uh, it doesn't play into that other way of the smaller pie. You can own a big slice of that, and you can do write a lot of fancy story about the scarcity of that, and a lot of people play into that concept. But for the general public, wouldn't it be better if we use something with way larger supply and that had a better user experience and that can be marketed way easier to them, and that they can get those tokens easily? And then yeah, I mean, it sounds like the latter is sort of more intelligent. uh, so so this industry sort of needs, so we can see some tokens that are trying to do this. I don't want to name names, but we can see some tokens that are trying to make a larger pie, but maybe people own smaller parts of it. But still, the pie is open for everyone, and then it becomes awesome because the pie is more focused on billions of users, not just on trying to recreate some tiny elite. Okay. So yeah, we have token projects that are trying to look at how can we get a lot of people to adopt this. And then you need to make something easy. You need to have a good game theory business models. And we have a few of these projects already now coming in 2019, in 2020s, that are having this concept of a larger pie and trying to look at real world users. And if more users come, we increase the pie. More pie for you. Yeah, I mean, I really think that is the way to go. Because if we're really moving into abundance, it means we can have big pies. We don't have to play this game of a small pie and maybe own a big stake in that. We don't have to play that game anymore. It doesn't really make any sense. If we have the perfect game theory that onboards users, and if we combine that with marketing, and if it's a good brand, it's like we can have a big pie, a very big pie, and then people feel more included in the network. While if you want to be included in the Bitcoin network, there is a lot of stuff that is complicated. It's very much complicated. Very, very much complicated. Uh, First, you have, like, if you want it, you have all these exchanges that tries to capture your wealth, beat you up with fees, all that nonsense, and saying that this is going to go up in value. But it doesn't really seem to scale that well to billions of users. I mean, clearly that is kind of like an issue here. So I really enjoy this larger pie concept. A larger pie, so everyone can get a smaller part of that pie. It's so genius. It's so genius. Because people love earning stuff. People love seeing something liquid. And you can't recreate that with the Bitcoin. You just can't. Um, I mean, the only thing you can do almost is like, okay, you can do it. So when you pay for something in a store with a card, you get some Satoshis back. But it's not as you can liquefy Satoshis even further in like a cool way, and it's expensive to move. It's slow. Uh, we can do way better. We can do way better. Way, way, way better. Because Bitcoin is mainly focusing on security, and when the world was a little bit more chaotic, there was a lot of focus on security. We need to have an amazing secure network, but now we see that a lot of people are not really attacking these networks. So, do we really need all this fake security? Or do we need user adoption, like real humans using something? You know, it's kind of fascinating to consider. And if you really like look at it, a lot of stuff would be amazing if people would not cash out so quickly. So we would be able to have amazing value on a lot of stuff if people wouldn't dump the value. So in theory, you need some kind of system that game theory wise solves it, so you kind of remove the dump or delay the dump, uh, so you can't have so much surprise dumping on people. If you create that game theory system, it seems like that would be extremely successful. Maybe we notice that even if maybe if that wouldn't work, we would learn something new. So even if, let's say, you had a game theory system that tries to remove the dump, and then we see, oh, that didn't even work either. Maybe we get closer to the truth in another way, so we realize, oh, it was actually something else. But it seems like if you make a game theory that delays the dump, it seems like that is really what would work. So I'm looking at projects that has a large pie that is easy to get access to, and kind of following those projects. Like, you notice that a lot of stuff is kind of easy for projects to do when they just put up a website, put up some fancy ideas. But then you realize, oh, they can't actually make something happen, right? They can't really make something happen, majority of them. And then you try to look at who has even better game theory than all the fantasy concepts. A lot of fancy ideas that people don't really care about. Like I care about making money. Uh, that's why I'm in this industry, because it's like you're dealing with money, you want to have more of it. While a lot of other projects, they seem to be just want to focus on fancy concepts. Uh, and maybe a lot of those fancy concepts eventually can work out because humans are not really that rational in their decisions. And maybe they can fool a lot of other people to get inside, but well, it's kind of engaging to follow it, to sort of see, have a look at what may work and what doesn't work. But yeah, a larger pie. I want a larger pie, and I want, how can they onboard billions of users? And does it make sense? Does it improve on other models? And is the team experienced in knowing what has worked in the past and what hasn't worked in the past? Or is it just a brand new team that came from nowhere and tries to do something? So yeah, small pies are really sucks. It sucks. We want a big pie that can onboard people. Have a great day, DTube and Steam blockchain. Bye bye.